All right, guys, Shotty T here with another Alliance video. It's the last war of the season. We go in here with Quake, but we got two new champs that we haven't used in war this season. We're going with Ghost and Wasp, and I mainly brought Wasp for the Ghost synergy. I ended up not using Wasp for any fight this war, but there you will see some ghosting play. Now, my ghosting is very rusty because I haven't had a chance to use her obviously in war, and when I do my questing, like for event quests, I use those opportunities to test out new champs or other champs that I don't get a chance to play with that often because of AQ or war, and I don't really use Ghost in AQ either. So really I haven't used Ghost to a tremendous extent since at 6 Expiration. So I use her quite a bit for that, but it's been about a month or so now since I've done Act 6, so there will be a little bit of rust in these ghost fights, but you should be able to enjoy those. But the first fight here, we just had an all or nothing thing. Like, I mean, it's just a broken record at this point. You have Thing and then Clairvoyant. So you guys have probably seen these combination of champs half of the time this season. So it does get kind of redundant, and of course, and I have to use Quake, especially for this particular fight. So I mean, yeah, I could probably use somebody else like Stark Spidey. After the fisticuffs wear off, and do that emergency power drain and try to take over the fight from there, and use a taunt to beta special, but that's just it's just tough to. And I could probably use some. Maybe I'll try some of that stuff in the off season to try different champs and see what I could use moving forward. But here, same tactic. We go for the fisticuffs. We dance around, hit into the block, and then once it wears off, we're quaking in the corner. So like I said, pretty textbook straight up at this point. So that's why I'm really not commentating on those two fights much. I'm just waiting for my first ghost fight. So here's the first ghost fight. So we got Mephisto here on Masochism. So Wasp may have worked on this fight, and I probably could have got some screen time for her for this war. But for this, decided to just keep it simple with Ghost. So the AI is not cooperating with my phasing, so I have to kind of dance around. And that was too risky to try to interrupt that phase because it was about to expire. So I just decided to play it safe and wait. So, and I'm trying not to hit Mephisto too much because I don't want his aura to trigger. And my Ghost is like, I believe she's 660 or 680, so the power gain is not too crazy when the opponent misses me while phasing. As you can see, it does go up some, especially with that SP1. I think those are that counts as 3 attacks. So there's his Masochism. I think this is the first time I faced a Mephisto on this war all season. So I decided to go for the SB2 right there. It doesn't quite kill him, so I have to dance around a bit so I don't take that aura damage. And I almost risked taking the SB3 unknowingly, but I kind of calculated how much power he would gain. If I knew he was going to get to an SB3, I probably would have done something different there. So that's the first ghost fight. You'll see a couple more, but this next fight, Buffet, we're just going to use Quake once again. Because using Ghost or Wasp against this character, he's probably going to gain a lot of that health back with the Madness. So just keep this one simple. Quaking in the corner. I do drop my heavy. I think I dropped my heavy once in this fight, so I have to reset the whole buffet meter. But again, not much to this fight. heavy. So now he gains that health back with the buffet. I think I end up dropping another heavy. So at this point I'm saying, okay, stop it, man. Making this fight longer than what it should be. Alright, so I don't drop it that time. So now we just got one more aftershock cycle and then he'll be dead. Alright, so at this point I'm about to go to bed. I would have loved to take that mojo, but as you can see, he was linked and it was bedtime for me. So now all the other minis are down, so now it's just the home stretch for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply my boost. We're gonna put our 30%er there, and we're gonna put the 200% power boost for tech, because I have plans on using Ghost for the boss for the next 2 fights after this. Now this first fight, of course, we got this Warlock. We're just gonna keep it simple, use Quake. And I was looking to see if there was a 12% or 8% power, like attack boost for the special attacks for techs, but apparently I didn't have any of those. But anyway, here's the Warlock fight. Again, just another Quake and Shake. Now I do get hit a couple of times, so, but again, this is the last Quake fight. So at least you get a chance to see a little bit of variety. I think there are 7 fights overall in this. 4 of them are with Quake and 3 of them are with Ghost. So the last remaining fights will be with Ghost. And then I had a message there from a teammate, kind of threw me off a little bit. And I think that's the first time I get hit not too long after that. But yeah, I think I had another notification during this fight as well. Here's the headless Warlock. Yeah, so that, again, that just threw me off. And that hit took a good chunk of damage right there. But again, as long as he don't hit me with a full combo, I'm good. Alright, so after this fight, I go to the Discord chat and just tell them, hey, I'm in the fight. So there'll be a little bit of a hesitation here before I go into this Quake fight. It's kind of dangerous to Quake because if she charges 1 heavy, that's going to be trouble. So that's the reason why I'm going with Ghost in this fight. I decided to do the power start boost so that way I can get to the SP2 sooner. But again, before I go into this fight, and you'll see some editing, so it didn't include the time that I went into the Discord chat to let them know I was fighting. But this was a pretty straightforward fight. So I remember when they had that boss rush where like Katie Kennedy and some of the others had, I think, Quake as the champ, and she was like on a stun immune node. And I remember using Ghost for that as well. I used Start Spidey also. He was a great option against Ghost, against Quake. Because the idea against Quake, you don't want to have to hit into her block because you'll take ricochet damage, and then also you don't want to have her charge a heavy and then you have to worry about aftershock and potential stun. So that was a very quick fight there. So now we have Dr. Doom. Normally you see me bring Human Torch, but again, I got this synergy team. Ghost is not a bad option for Dr. Doom. I used her against him like a couple of seasons back and almost got the 1 shot, but I made a dumb mistake. I used the SP2 when his aura was active, and the last hit, of course, it got resisted and I got clobbered. So of course I learned my lesson from then. And again, there's a so really what I like about Ghost here is that when you do get inflicted with the shock after the aura, you can phase it away, and it actually gains you passive fury, so it makes that SB2 hit even harder. So like I said, there are a couple mistakes, and mainly just not dexing the SB1 100% every time, so it just got a little sloppy. And again, I'm not doing full combos after phasing because I want to build my power up slowly, so that way I can kind of gauge it, let him throw his special, and then inch my way up to my SB2. And kind of got into the mode he just wanted to throw a bunch of heaviness, just kind of threw my attack off, and I got hit again. But again, I was able to phase away the shock and not take further energy damage, or damage over time, that is. And like I said, I wasn't quite comfortable intercepting there off the phase because it was close to expiring. So now we feel this fight is pretty much in the bag, but it gets kind of dicey. I take a full SB1 right there, and that one kind of hurt a little bit. And right now I'm trying to dance around and wait for the phase to kick back in again, and he's just not cooperating, so I try to rely on the intercept right there. And now we got it back under control. I decided to go with a better combo, and I get hit again. So now we're getting a little nervous, and now we're just saying, okay, I'm just gonna do another intercept, SP2, get rid of this fight. But anyway, guys, that's the end of the war. So no items were used. I think it's one of the few times I didn't use items all war, other than boosts, of course, but like potions and revives. And we actually ended up finishing the war with a win. So we cinched gold 1, but please like and subscribe.